Greetings, beloved beings, fellow travelers on this planet, and guests from other realms. My name is Izobel Freeman, and I'm going to be doing a general reading for the collective for the week of November 19th through the 25th, 2017. I hope you all had an incredible week with that Venus-Jupiter conjunction, the amazing Venus-Neptune and Sun Chiron day, and even that Mercury-Mars Friday. Did you make peaceful and uplifting wishes for new moon in Scorpio? I sure did. No matter what happens out there on the world stage, I know we all have the power as conscious creators to tip the balance in favor of our highest good. Before I get started with this week's reading, as I've said in previous readings, I'm doing my best to give you all a basic astrological forecast in addition to reading cards, because we often get messages regarding the week's energetic climate, and the cards themselves also have so many astrological correspondences. I want you all to have context for these, so here we go. Today is that challenging Mars-Pluto square I was talking about in last week's reading. Mars is the planet of personal will, of motivation and aggression, and Pluto is all about the subconscious and alchemical transformation. So this uncomfortable square relationship could manifest in some power struggles, both internal and external. Issues of control are really the focus here, so anything you can do to get grounded and stay heart-centered will really help you during this transit. With Mars and Pluto involved, we may all feel some unpleasant energies welling up regarding domination and victimhood, and it's not hard to imagine how these feelings might get played out on the world stage. New information regarding already existing issues may rise to the surface, dredged up by Pluto in his endless quest to reveal all the skeletons in our collective closet. And you might guess that once fiery and combative Mars gets a hold of this information, we may see some fights break out. While this might be uncomfortable to watch or to participate in, I think we can all agree that it's high time we as a collective addressed some things honestly, so we can all heal and reach some sort of peaceful resolution. There are titanic forces at work beneath the surface of our human experience, and the sooner we stop fighting and learn to live in harmony with one another and with the planet, the sooner we can get on with manifesting a better world for everyone. Again, stay as heart-centered as possible, dear ones. Whether you're experiencing this transit privately and dealing with issues of power and assertion in your own life, or if you're part of the larger collective struggle, nobody's having any fun with this. So the more compassion and forgiveness we can all practice for self and others, the better. Tomorrow we'll get an astrological break to process whatever's been stirred up by Mars and Pluto. Then on Tuesday the 21st, the Sun leaves the intense sign of Scorpio for the more gregarious sign of Sagittarius. Happy birthday, Sagittarians! May your search for truth and meaning be rewarded with amazing experiences while the bright, beautiful sun expands your sense of self-expression and adventure. Saturn the Taskmaster has been in your sign since 2014, so I know it's been tough. But spoilers, he's leaving Sagittarius for Capricorn next month, so it's almost over, Sagittarius. For the rest of us, the Sun in Sagittarius can mean that our focus shifts from the more internal energy of Scorpio to having a desire to turn outwards and connect with the larger world, and with the universe. Horizons can be expanded with this energy, and we may find ourselves more willing to have courage and try new things. Our overall energy can flip from being extremely detail-oriented to taking a more big-picture approach. And the only thing we really need to look out for during this transit is that we might get overconfident due to Sagittarius being ruled by bombastic and expansive Jupiter. Overall, this is an optimistic time, however, and we can expect good things if we focus on manifesting the best outcomes for both ourselves and our planetary family. Also on Tuesday, lovely Lady Venus forms a harmonious sextile relationship with our deep and transformative friend Pluto. Venus ruling love and fortune and Pluto ruling our hidden shadow side means that this transit could really turn up the intensity when it comes to our relationships, either romantic or professional. Pluto is both focused and secretive, so watch for your love life to get more dramatic, however that might manifest for you. On the positive side, it could mean that your new or existing relationships become more intimate or committed. But on the negative side, look out for obsession, control issues, or suspicion. This transit can test our integrity and our self-respect, because taboos can get relaxed for some while others can feel more repressed. So don't be surprised if some relationships don't make it out intact, friends. It's crucial to be honest with yourself and your partner or partners, and to let your heart do the heavy lifting when it comes to anything you're trying to process or achieve on Tuesday. This energy, however challenging, can only make you stronger, whether or not you decide to continue to invest in your current relationships. On Wednesday the 22nd, spiritual and psychic Neptune starts to turn direct. This is a big deal because he's been in retrograde since June 16th, forcing us all to take a hard look at how we view reality. Any illusions, projections, and fantasies we've previously had about our lives and about the world in general have been sorely tested while Neptune's been in retrograde. Neptune retrogrades are also about retreating within to rest, to reinvent our belief systems, and to prepare to return to a more active and public role in manifesting reality. Neptune is the planet of dreams, of our collective vision, and of universal oneness. Neptune's fantasy realm is the one we all escape to when life feels too harsh and unforgiving. So if the world has felt a little too intense for you since mid-June, there's a reason. Hard truths have been revealed during this transit, both for us as individuals and as a collective. Thankfully, on Wednesday, that all starts to change as Neptune turns direct and our faith and sense of divine purpose begin to return. From Wednesday until April of 2018, Neptune will retrace its steps in its dreamy home sign of Pisces, lending a gentle undercurrent of compassion, deep connection, and psychic insight. Those of us who are spiritually and emotionally sensitive will really feel the shift, and it will be easier to trust our intuition and guidance from higher mind. I, for one, am really looking forward to this. It's been a difficult few months for many of us, and I'm ready to manifest bigger, brighter things. I hope you all are too. Thursday the 23rd is relatively astrologically quiet, so those of us in the United States will hopefully be basking in that Neptune direct energy while we celebrate Thanksgiving Day. On Friday the 24th, quick-witted Mercury, the planet of the mind, of communication, and of technology, will form an uncomfortable square relationship with Chiron. Those of you who have been following my readings so far know that Chiron is an icy minor planet that orbits the Sun between Saturn and Uranus. Chiron in astrology usually represents our deepest pain, which we've come into this life to transform. When Mercury and Chiron are at odds with one another, this means our childhood wounds, as well as any more recent traumas, can start to weigh heavy on our minds, and we'll feel compelled to talk them out with anyone who might understand. We can also become quite self-critical during this transit, so it's vitally important to practice self-love and forgiveness so we can transform our pain into power. Therapy, mindfulness, and meditation will be crucial weapons in your arsenal against the ego mind on Friday, and if you employ them while staying heart-centered, you have the potential to win this battle. Gaining control over limiting beliefs and disempowering thoughts can be life-changing, and as you channel the power of your mind into visualizing the best possible outcomes for yourself and for our human family, amazing changes can occur in your own experience and in the wider world. On Saturday the 25th, there's more Mercury energy, this time in the form of a harmonious trine relationship with Uranus, the planet of revolution and idealistic self-expression. This transit can really open your mind to possibilities you may never have considered before, and flashes of insight or just plain genius could occur on Saturday. After the struggle of that Chiron square, Mercury trine Uranus will be eager to fly off into that unbounded horizon, and this could manifest in exciting news, making an amazing new friend, or some other mentally stimulating surprise. Communication, creativity, and working with technology are all favored on Saturday, especially if whatever you're dealing with is on the cutting edge. Indulge your curiosity this weekend, folks. The energy of this transit is super shiny, so follow your highest excitement and see what gifts lie in store. Okay, this week is sort of a mixed bag energetically, but with Neptune turning direct and that Mercury-Uranus sizzle on Saturday, I'm excited to hear what the guides have to tell us. Let's get to the cards, shall we? As I do in every reading, I'm going to begin by lighting my little candle for my beautiful spirit kitty Pinky, who was in physical until 2015 and was and still is my greatest spiritual teacher. Okay. Wow, lots of craziness. Yeah, a lot. So much going on. So much going on that I'm almost shuffling before I start. As I do in every reading, I'm going to begin by turning this beautiful angel tarot deck over and seeing what we have for our overall energy. Nine of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. Yes, the energy of that Pluto-Mars square today is really intense. And if you can't feel it like off of this card through the screen at you, you should see, like, I don't know if you can see that my hands are shaking a little bit because the energy is so deep. We are dealing with a lot here on planet Earth right now. There's so much undealt with anger. There's so much, Mars is about, again, public aggression. Pluto's about that simmering, seething, like dark side, the repression of things, the things that have been hurt and pushed down for so long that they've been sort of bubbling away under the surface and haven't been brought up to be dealt with just yet. And this Pluto-Mars square is definitely something that's going to be forcing all of that to the future, to the surface. And we're just going to have to deal with it, whatever bubbles up. And this Nine of Fire, I'm so glad to see this for our overall energy, because this very heroic, you can see this divine feminine hero here in the foreground with her beautiful dragon familiar. Fire cards are all about alchemical transformation. This feels like that Pluto energy, but it being fiery also feels like Mars, because both of these planets are intense and transformative. And, often we talk about Pluto and Mars in astrology as being sort of aggressive and maybe dark forces, but I find them powerful forces for good, because Mars is about what you want, your personal needs, like your expression of power in the public world. And a lot of people have been pushing that down for themselves. A lot of people have been taking a lot and pushing it down into the Pluto place. And it's almost as if Pluto is going to bring all these complaints to the surface, and then Mars, like this heroic figure, is going to show them to the world in a way that no one can ignore. That being said, the guides are telling us don't give up. This is going to be a very tough time for us in our human family, but they're letting us know, don't give up. This is all for our highest good. We need to protect that which we've created, meaning this beautiful world that we are fighting to transform. All the fighting, all of the seeming unnecessary violence and struggle and working things out in a very public way, that has a purpose. And the purpose is to transform all of these limiting beliefs, all of these pains, all of these hurts that so many people have been dealing with in the dark for so long, and to show them, to almost take away their taboo power, to take away the power that they have when they're hidden in the shadows, to bring them into the light, for us to look at them honestly and with courage, and to comfort each other through this process of catharsis, this literal burning off of the old, heavy, low vibration energy, and possibly being able to replace it with light. What's really great is the stuff that's been pushed down into the dark, sort of like the oil or the coal underneath the earth, can be brought to the surface, and it can create bright, beautiful fire. And this is really an important overall energy to have underneath our reading, telling us to have courage and believe in ourselves, because we can do this. We're strong at heart. We are beautiful, eternal, powerful beings. A lot of us don't know it. A lot of us have forgotten that, but this is who we really are. And at this point, this is who we need to be, this hero. We really do know deep down, especially in our heart processor and in higher mind, that we are powerful, that we have this. We can overcome these seemingly insurmountable challenges in our world. 9, powerful number of the completion of a cycle. That means, remember last week how we began with the magician, the 1, the starting out, the being an individual. A 9 is the number of the collective. The 9 being a number of the completion of a cycle. We've gone through stuff. We've been through pain and tragedy, and we've been through all these hardships, and we've emerged at the end, this bright, amazing hero. And this is really what we need to focus on during this time. Beautiful. All right, so yes, so much crazy energy that I almost jumped right into shuffling. So here I go. I'm going to shuffle for this. Wow. The first card just wants to leap off right there. I'm just going to leave it there. Shuffling for this week's spread. Those of you who have been following my readings so far know that this is my quick cross spread. This is a spread that I came up with intuitively on my own to use for my own purposes, but which I am sharing with all of you for my weekly readings. First position, this card that just kind of leapt off the deck, is for the recent past into present of the collective. Next position will be the present into near future position. As I shuffle, I'm just asking all of my benevolent guides, and they're all watching very closely in this crazy reality show that is planet Earth, humans on planet Earth. Here we go. Second position card. And I'm asking them all to help with this reading because, frankly, I'm literally vibrating with the amount of volcanic energy that's going on, especially under today. I'm really looking forward to the middle of the week when Neptune goes direct and we can all kind of get a little more spiritual support, a little less world in our face, hopefully revealing painful things. And, well, we've got, again, that Venus-Pluto day, and we've got that Mercury-Chiron day, so we're still clearing house, we're cleaning house. But Neptune direct is going to kind of add that like little cushion underneath everything. Hopefully that love of higher mind will start shining through a little more. This position in the spread is for, speaking of higher mind, the mind or higher mind of the collective. And next position is for the heart. And third position in the vertical will be the body or subconscious wisdom of the collective. And I'm just shuffling again in that very loose, intuitive, mushy style that allows cards to sneak out of their own accord. Heart position. Wonderful. Let's see if we can get a body subconscious. The cards are coming pretty easily, and I feel this. If you can't feel it, it's like this fire hose of energy. Mars-Pluto definitely has that intensity. It's like everything wants to come out at once, and part of our psyche is going, no, I don't want to see it all at once. I've been happy with it being in the dark. You know, some of us have been happier not seeing all this ugly stuff that's going on in the world right now, and maybe in our own lives. Maybe we haven't been wanting to come to terms with things that we knew weren't working, but that are necessary to bring to the surface so that we can grow. Okay. Yeah, speaking of things beneath the surface, feels like I spoke too soon. Everything was coming quickly, and now the body subconscious. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait, we've got two. We've got two at body subconscious wisdom position. Sometimes we do get two. And that makes sense with all the stuff from Pluto coming up, all the stuff from Chiron coming up. So we weren't already getting a good look at our shadow side. Here we go. Part of me just wants to fast forward to that Mercury-Uranus trine at the end of the week. It's super shiny and exciting. It's almost like we get a treat at the end of the week as a reward for going through all of this hard stuff. Next position is for what can help us on our journey, whether that be spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical aid. Oh, this card wants to float off the top, so I'm going to let it. Here we go. Last position is what some people like to call the outcome. I like to call it the most probable direction we're going to be moving in as a collective based on the energy as established here in the spread. I never like to say, as those of you who have been watching my readings for a while know, I never like to say that anyone can predict the future, because we're all creating our future from moment to moment through law of attraction. But there is a general direction that the collective is probably going to be moving by agreement. Where you fall within that general direction is always up to you. You have absolute control through your own creative and attractive power where you end up within the larger convoy, so to speak. Okay, let's see what's going on in the recent past into present of the collective. Knight of Earth, loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, a guardian angel. And I always read it like you have a guardian angel. Knight of Earth, oh yes, finally, stability underneath the chaos. This, again, feels like the energy that we should all be reaching for. The Knight of Earth is the servant of our Mother Earth, the Queen of Earth. He is the one who provides that stable foundation while we are going through more dramatic things in our lives. The Knight of Earth does not move fast. He's a slow mover. He's a seldom speaker. He's just kind of that very stable energy beneath everything. And it looks like our mother, the planet Earth, the goddess, has sent us her hero to let us know that we are going to be okay. In the end, we're going to be okay no matter how crazy this energy is this week. No matter what we're going through with our Chiron stuff, with our relationship Pluto stuff on that Venus-Pluto day, Mercury Chiron, and this Mars-Pluto square that we're dealing with. We have a firm foundation. We really need to focus. Just like the Nine of Fire was saying that we need to protect that which we've been creating, we need to focus on what we do want. We need to turn our eyes away from the things that we don't want to see, the things that we don't want, the outcomes that we do not want in our lives, and focus on building slow and steady what we do want. So this is a court card, and a court card in tarot is any person card, like a queen, king, knight, page, anyone who has a position in the court of the tarot. And the Knight of Earth could be someone who is either in your life or is coming into your life who has these aspects, or who is an earth sign, like a Taurus or a Virgo or a Capricorn. This might be pointing to that spoiler that I was talking about for Sagittarians, that next month Saturn is going to be moving from the sign of Sagittarius into the sign of Capricorn. And it definitely does have this energy of time to buckle down and get things done. The time for throwing up your hands in overwhelm and giving in to the chaos of the energy that's been going on in the world is over. It's time for slow and steady wins the race. And if you do adopt this type of energy, there may be a person, as I said, coming into your life to teach you to be like this, who is going to be a slow and steady, stable foundation for you as you go through some of this crazy and process some of these things that are being dredged up by Pluto and Mars. This could also be an aspect of you that is now rising to the surface. And Saturn going into Capricorn in December is going to really bring up this energy for a lot of us. Again, spoilers, I'm leaping ahead, but this really does, it's kind of a preview. And this being the recent past into present, meaning that it's like our cries have been heard by the planet. Remember the Empress from last week and how she was the energy of our planet, and how the King of Air was down in the root position telling us to touch the earth, that we have a more stable foundation than we know. It's like they've sent this hero underneath and to join the hero of that Nine of Fire. A very heroic beginning to our spread, and I'm really, really happy about it because we need it. We need a hero. We need heroes in general. We need more. And we need to be heroes. We need to have that heroic energy rise up in us. And yeah, And it being an earth card means it's about very practical things in our life. No more getting stuck in our head. It's not an air card. No more getting stuck in our heart being overwhelmed. It's not a water card. It's an earth card. And the Nine of Fire and the Knight of Earth being sort of the beginning of the spread, it just shows us that we got to follow our passion, and we have to turn our passion into real, practical, everyday, quotidian, little baby steps. And let's see where we're going present into near future. 10 of Earth, yep. Or excuse me, 10 of Fire. 10 of Fire. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. Yes. This is going to be our undercurrent saving energy. This could be, in the near future, whatever is dredged up by this Pluto-Mars square. Whatever's going on this week in our relationships. And remember also I said our professional lives. This feeling like all of the Legos have been poured out and we now have to deal with the complete mess that is in the world. All this new information that's been revealed by Pluto-Mars, all of this Chiron stuff that we've been dealing with, even from last week. There's Chiron stuff this week. There was Chiron stuff last week that we had to deal with. But this being a 10, again, is that sort of inside joke on a card. I always look at the number of the card and I say, wow, this doesn't feel like a 10. This feels like we are trying to handle everything out of our small ego mind and our reactionary thoughts. This is a very reactionary card. You can see this basilisk creature is sort of almost biting its own tail, like biting itself, eating itself. This is that card of out of control anxiety. This is that card of reactionary nature, this knee-jerk response to something, and it shows the energy of our collective right now. And it may be the energy of our collective in response to that Pluto-Mars stuff. Too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. Yes, when you see our collective reacting and almost eating itself, it means we're attacking each other. And this could be happening to you in your day-to-day life too. That you're trying to handle too much with your finite mind. And the 10 inside joke is that a 10 is the end of a cycle, not only like the 9 from the beginning 9 of Fire card, but a 10 is a complete reinvention of self, meaning that you've gone through the alchemical fire, you burn off all the stuff that does not serve you, and then you reemerge as a new being, a brand new thing. So this basilisk eating itself could also, you can imagine that if it bites onto its own tail, it could also form that beautiful infinite symbol of the Ouroboros, the snake eating itself and becoming an eternal wheel, that wheel that's kind of another symbol of infinity, it could turn to its eternal nature, but it could also destroy itself. This is that pivot point. This is a decision. And the accepting help from others, we definitely need to stop attacking each other. We need to hear each other out. See if we all can bring solutions to the table. Life is out of balance because we're all attacking ourselves. We refuse to see that we're all connected and we're fighting each other. And once we stop fighting each other, stop feeling overwhelmed, accept help from everyone, then life will be in balance and possibly we will be that eternal being reinventing itself instead of consuming itself. This stress-related health concerns, seriously, so many of us are dealing with this right now. So many of us are not listening to the voice of the planet, not listening to our body, not listening to our earth-related concerns because we feel so like we have to keep everything, all the plates spinning in the air at once. Holding on to all of these wands, you can see it's kind of like one of those greedy dragon creatures that is holding on to everything. Me, myself, mine, all my options. I have to keep all of my options open and not share either responsibility or resources with others. This is a very complex card, and I'm really hoping the rest of the spread will help inform it because this could go in a lot of different directions. This could this is definitely pointing to Pluto Mars stuff that gets dumped out of the toy box and then we have to deal with it, or the skeletons that get flushed out of the closet and we all have to look at them and deal with them, and we don't feel ready to do it. We're so reactionary. We just want to whack all the moles one at a time. But when they all come out at once, what are you supposed to do? That's too much work, right? So some of you may be dealing with this in your own workplace, but this also definitely feels like a world stage issue. So who knows what's going to get dumped out as a result of this Pluto-Mars craziness. Let's see what mind or higher mind has to say. The Hermit, Archangel Raziel. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. Another 9. This one talking about going within, and this definitely feels like Neptune turning direct. That we have either, it's going to be one of two things for you with this Neptune direct energy. Either you've been in this place during Neptune retrograde and sort of been inside, reevaluating your belief systems, spending that time in quiet meditation, getting that spiritual teaching and having self-discovery, or you're going to be going into that in order to deal with this. Because life is so out of balance, many of us are going to need to go within and see now how we really feel about it, and whether or not we can keep juggling all these plates or juggling all these balls. And this is, Archangel Raziel showed up as the overall energy card number 1, the Magician, for last week. And here he is in his other state in the Angel Tarot, the Hermit. This is, again, he's a wise, wizardly figure, a very much a mentor figure. Raziel is the angel who can teach you deep esoteric wisdom, deep truths about yourself that you may not have known, deep truths about the universe that you may not have explored before. This could point to that Mercury trine Uranus day where you may have aha moments of genius, and you might find yourself having insights that really surprise you. That energy that you may not have known was deep inside of you, that wisdom. And you can see this ringed planet. This can evoke either Uranus or any one of the ringed planets, or Saturn, old father time. This again could be that Saturn going into Capricorn that I'm talking about. It seems to be kind of giving us previews of what's going to happen in the next month. 9, another number of completion, the end of a cycle. This is why it feels a little bit like that Neptune direct energy, where some of us have been inside, some of us need to go inside. And whichever one you need to do, trust your own intuition, because the 9 is telling you that this cycle, this end of a chapter, is pivotal for you, and it's going to bring you wisdom. This can also be all that Chiron stuff, Chiron being the deep healer of things and bringing stuff to the surface that you have not thought about, so that you can discover more of yourself and bring certain things that may have not been serving you to a close. Beautiful. This is definitely higher mind coming in. This definitely feels like Neptune direct. And it also feels like a great help for those of us in this state of overwhelm. I'm so glad Knight of Earth is underneath, and that Mother Earth is still around, giving us her energy and support. Great. Heart position. Here we go. The Empress, back again from last week. She was in the help position and now squarely in the heart. Isn't it lovely when these cards progress? And it's a logical progression from help into heart. Those of you who have been with me have seen her influence. She's been sending the Queen of Earth into certain readings, sending lots of really uplifting Earth cards to help us, and letting us know now that she's in the heart position, that we're listening, that the divine feminine influence is rising in the world, and this is going to be the empowering shift that helps us get through whatever is dredged up by Mars, Pluto. She sent her influence underneath to be a foundation for us, to help us through this, and possibly people who are energized by her message. The Empress. Number 3, Archangel Gabriel. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. This combined with her hero, the Knight of Earth. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. This means that all the guides are watching out for us during this really crazy, chaotic time. And Neptune direct is also lending good support in this very magical, mystical, inner-looking, inside transformative way. The Empress. It's interesting that Raziel and Gabriel showed up together as sort of a really powerful divine masculine, divine feminine pair in the last reading. The Empress letting us know that Mother Earth is with us. Also the power of Venus, the really supportive Neptune, Venus, and Venus conjunct Jupiter. Oh my goodness, that energy is still with us. And you can see all the abundance. She is a master of manifestation. This baby that she carries in her arms, the lavish gold color, and the amazing royal robe that she's wearing, the animals, the plants, everything bursting into vibrant bloom. Give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. 3 is, I talk about being that number of, the first number of sort of divine completion or divine creation. It does happen when a divine masculine or and a divine feminine come together and create something new out of cross-pollination of ideas, or sometimes it's a literal child, but many times it is a new way of being, a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at the world so that we can manifest a brighter and more exciting future. And this was our help position from last week, and now it looks like we have taken it to heart, many of us. So that's very, very exciting. Let's see what the body subconscious wisdom has to say. We got 2 cards, so I'm going to read the one that got drawn first. 4 of Fire. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life, the successful completion of a project. Remember how we got that 4 of Water that seemed a little bit like we were missing the point and we were possibly missing an opportunity last time? This 4 of Fire is much more self-empowered. You can see that. It feels much more in line with that 9 of Fire heroic energy, except being in the root subconscious wisdom position. This is, again, a foundational card. A 4 is a number of foundation. If you have 4 legs on a chair, 4 legs on a table, 4 posts at the, you can see the 4 posts here, or the 4 wands, sort of serving as foundational elements. If you have 4 posts at the corners of a foundation for a house, you feel like anytime you have a 4-legged thing, you feel like it's very stable, that you can rest your weight on it. And the 4 of Fire is the 4 of transformational, alchemical, passionate, creative power. That is when you saw Raziel as the wizard card last week, when he takes the 0-point creative energy and he channels it through his body and he points at reality and he says, here, I'm going to manifest new things into reality. That alchemical fire is the power with which you create things, the power of your passion. And this 4 of Fire being in the root position is letting us know that, look at this vertical that we've got here. This is our potential here. If we devote higher mind to meditation, to self-discovery, to spirituality, and we remember the divine feminine power of 3, the divine creation, realizing that we do have the power to give birth to our dreams and everything that we want, then in the body, subconscious wisdom, we have this amazing foundational 4 of Fire, which is the passion to create what we want, and the foundational energy, which again feels like resting solidly upon the planet. Many of you have seen a few readings have gone by where we've really been hammered on by this idea that Mother Earth, the divine feminine, wants us to return to trusting her, return to being connected to her. build ourselves a foundation out of connected energy and not feel so overwhelmed, not feel so like we're disconnected and that we have to fight each other all the time. This 10 of fire is a very self-eating, really kind of cancerous feeling energy where our reactive nature has gotten out of control and we're just willy-nilly destroying things or fighting possible allies. And this 4 of fire definitely feels less chaotic and more stable, very much more connected to that 9 of fire heroic, protect that which you've created energy. Let's see what the second card is, whether it's a choice or whether it's building on this. Remember the King of Air, he's back. My goodness, he was back here. He was here last week, right here. I love it when the cards keep coming back to reiterate their point. This King of Air, brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic, speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. This is going to be crucial to reacting to whatever stuff this Mars-Pluto square dumps out for us. Again, another court card. So, as I said last week, this could be an air sign, a person coming into your life or who has come into your life since it was also here last week to teach you this sort of bird's eye view impartiality, this logic that air signs tend to be famous for, this very dispassionate way of looking at things that allows you to cut out the things from your life that you don't need, to cut out the crazy making energy, whether that's people in your life that you don't need, whether that's situations and obligations that you have allowed to pile up and have largely ignored until they get too overwhelming for you to ignore. And then an air sign comes in and goes, what are you doing? Because they have mostly, it's a thing about air signs. They get a reputation for being able to see things clearly. And this air sign, again, could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra in your life, or could be an aspect of you, again, like I said last week, that's just tired of this crap. Tired of feeling like this, and is going to back up a little bit, take a bird's eye view at your life. Seek out professional advice. Ooh, look at this. Accept help from others. Seek out professional advice. Yeah. If issues of trust, and this also could be that Venus sextile Pluto energy that's coming along this week, where, remember, I did talk about your romantic relationships, but I also did say professional relationships too. So if you're feeling a little bit like you're not getting the return on investment and you're overwhelmed in your professional or romantic relationships, it is okay to seek therapy. It is okay to seek other professional advice at this point to balance your mental and emotional considerations, because life is out of balance and you've got too much on your plate right now. We all do. So it's really great to have this King of Air back. So good. I kind of want you to be able to see both, so I'm going to kind of put them both down here, if that's all right with you. All right. Cool. This is so good. It really, really is. I'm glad to have this 4 of fire joining the King of Air, and I'm so glad to have the King of Air back because he's got this clarity, and this being an air cards are about the mind, so this is about having a clear mind that knows to rely on the passion and the wisdom of the body. These being in the root subconscious wisdom position, body subconscious wisdom position. This could be also that Mercury trine Uranus day, because Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So you have 2 air sign planets playing very nice together at the end of this week. So this could be that aha moment, this spark of beautiful genius energy that comes in at the end of the week. And this energy coming up from our root chakra level, it seems like coupled with the 9 of fire's heroism, heroic energy, can really be the wonderful cure for this initial knee-jerk reaction of overwhelm. Beautiful. Look at this vertical, so powerful. Really amazing. Let's see. I mean, we've already got so much help from body subconscious, from the heart, and from, this is definitely higher mind. This is definitely, mercurial mind and Uranian mind. You've got both octaves of higher mind and physicalized mind. Logical, brilliant. So we've got it all in this vertical. Beautiful. So how much more help can we get? This is great. Eight of Air. They want you to be aware. Sometimes the help position can be a warning position. They want you to be aware of this. Remember how the Eight of Air energy started last week's reading, and it's been around for a couple of readings now. This idea that there's an illusion of being trapped. There's a lack of self-confidence, and some of us are afraid to take action. The guides want us to know that even though we do have this, and we have moved the help position from last week into the heart, and we're really considering these things seriously, it is a possibility that if we don't take the high route, if we don't take the high road and listen to higher mind and stay in the heart processor, we could get in this Eight of Air position where we feel like we're trapped. We don't have that self-confidence. We're afraid to take the action that we need to in order to transform our lives. This energy could keep following us around. We do have that choice to either be this empowered individual or to continue in the vein of, 3D ego mind. And remember what I said about that Mercury Chiron day this week. This definitely feels like that, where there's the opportunity for your internal critic to go crazy on you and to keep you in this disempowered place, and how powerful it would be for you to transform those limiting beliefs, to transform those disempowering thoughts, and actually come out on the other side empowered with clarity and realizing that you have the power to get yourself out of this feeling trapped position. I always say with the Eight of Air, this is another one of those inside joke cards, just like the Ten of Fire, where there's this beautiful empowering 10 that could be a reinvention, that could be an eternal reinvention of self and really powerful new chapter for you in life. This Eight of Air, and 8 is this beautiful number of our eternal nature and incredible good fortune. 8, if you turn it on its side, is this wonderful infinity sign. And so it shows us that if we just plugged into higher mind, if we plugged into the heart and we plugged into this beautiful body subconscious wisdom, many of us are lining up this way. This is why this vertical is so powerful. We really do have what it takes to overcome whatever challenges are going on with this Pluto-Mars square. Eight of Air showing us that this unicorn is running away from these crazy-making energies, either crazy-making people in your life, a crazy situation, too many obligations. It feels very much like this Ten of Fire, too much work. You've got stress-related health issues because all the crazy in your life. And running away, right? But you can see that there's this beautiful foreground of greener pasture right in front of this unicorn. And if it just keeps running, it's wonderful, because if you just keep moving forward, again, it's that Nine of Fire place. Keep going. Defend that which you've created. Stand up for your beliefs. Keep going the way that you know is true. You can do this. You have it all. You do have what it takes. And it's going to be miraculous, and it's going to be rewarding. And this 8, plug into your eternal nature. Greener pastures are coming. But if you keep looking back and you keep looking at the crazy from which you've come, then the guides want you to know there is this potential that you could kind of get stuck there for a while where you're afraid to take action. So this help position card is kind of a little caution to let us know that this energy is still hanging around. It's not gone. But we have Mother Earth, the Divine Feminine, Lady Venus, because also that Venus sextile Pluto day is not all bad. It's challenging, but Venus is the planet of love. And so her being in her Divine Feminine archetype in the Empress, being in the heart position, super powerful. Double meaning card also the divine feminine manifested through lovely Lady Venus and also Mother Earth, but has sent her energy forward to support us. And the guides wanting to let us know that there's still an inkling of feeling trapped. So watch out for these guys. But we've got this amazing empowered vertical here. And we do have a guardian angel. They're letting us know. So let's see what this outcome card, this most probable direction. The Page of Earth. Scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. Another court card, another earth card. It's nice to have them bookending. Again, Mother Earth sending her messenger and her hero to help at both ends of the spread, forming this stable energy that's underneath everything. When we say good news about financial matters, it really is good for those of us who are in stress-related work, stressful work situations and are having these stress-related health concerns. Yeah, it's really nice to know that good news, it's on its way. It's kind of like this Eight of Air card where you've got greener pastures coming to you, and literally greener pastures with this Earth card. Being a court card could be another earth sign coming into your life. And again, sexes don't really matter, so it doesn't matter if this is a female, male, or transgender person coming into your life. It's more about the energy of these cards. Court cards are never sex specific in the tarot. They're always about the energy of the person coming into your life, or the energy of the aspect of you that your life experience is evoking. So yes, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. This could be something that's not only triggered by that Neptune direct energy, this self-discovery, this spiritual teaching, this needing to spend time in quiet meditation, but it could also be pointing to that Uranus-Mercury day at the end of the week where you're going to want to learn something new, or something new may be presented to you. And this could be that good news, because Mercury is that planet of communication and pages are messengers. So good news about financial matters, good for us. That could be really great. And this wanting to do something more challenging could be the key for those of you who are stuck in personal situations. Again, remember that Venus sextile Pluto is going to be regarding your financial and professional relationships as well. So those of you who are stuck in these sort of overwhelming, unrewarding job situations and you're getting stressed out to the point where your health may be suffering, you may be getting good news about a new opportunity. You may be getting an offer from somewhere else. This is a really good thing. But overall, for the collective, this is still also good news because it's an Earth card. Again, more stability, more messages from our Mother Earth, letting us know that if we put our heart, we trust with our heart in the divine feminine archetype, whether that's Lady Venus and her love, or whether that's Mother Earth and our eternal support that we get from her as children of our Mother Earth. The foundation that she's got for us, that we always have if we go and we touch the planet and we meditate on the planet. You find a beautiful tree, rest your weight against the trunk of that tree on a beautiful day, and you'll feel what I mean. And possibly wonderful earth-based people coming into your life to help you combat the potential of this overwhelming and illusion of being trapped energy. This is really beautiful. I'm really excited about this. Look how balanced this spread is. We've got pretty much all the elements except for water. So last week was kind of a more water emotional based week. This is definitely this practicality of earth, this making sure that our mind doesn't get in the way of what we really want, buckling down and getting things done in the face of whatever craziness that gets dumped out by Pluto-Mars square, and keeping this divine center that we all have. We've got Neptune turning direct. We're going to be learning beautiful esoteric things. We've got Venus and Mother Earth in our heart. Gorgeous. Keep them there. They are the key to creating, you see the divine creation number of 3, creating that which you really desire. And possibly building yourself a strong foundation, making sure that you see things clearly rather than being overwhelmed. Taking care of your health, because these are, again, Earth cards are about everyday, real, body-related, money-related issues. So this is kind of doing all the things and gaining your coordination, even in the face of seeming chaos, even in the face of painful things happening both on the world stage and in our own Pluto digging up our stuff and Chiron bringing up our stuff. Not getting stuck here and receiving that good news. And you know that you want to do something more challenging because you are a divine being. Something more challenging than just dealing with whatever is coming at you in a very reactionary manner. This new area of study could be that thing that you really, really want to do, that you've been really dreaming of doing. And when the Knight of Earth comes through, and when the Page of Earth brings that good news, possibly this is again pointing to that day in December when Saturn goes into Capricorn and goes into that Earth energy. It's going to be good for some of you, just in time for New Year's, to get a little more of an inkling that things are going to be a little more stable and things are going to be turning in a new direction for you. But until that time, it is up to you to keep the faith and stay centered. Because, again, we've got this. We've got this aura of support, but we do have the opportunity to fall on the side of overwhelm if we so choose, because we always have a choice. Beautiful. Okay. I'm feeling the energy of this spread, and I don't feel like it's so balanced the way that it is. We've got so much support, and we have a clear center. These things, this definitely feels like whatever's being dumped out by Pluto Mars. This feels like them just letting us know that we have the opportunity, or we have the potential of being still stuck in that place that we have been in the last couple of readings with this 8 of Air illusion. So I don't really feel like I need to add any more to these two. We really just need to stay centered. Just like I said in the astrology section, stay centered. Just feel the energy. Those of you looking for more individual messages, feel the energy of these cards and feel the choice that you have to trust that you have the support of Mother Earth and of the universe, that the Knight of Earth will come through, even though it might not seem that way right now, because the Knight of Earth does not move fast. And that good news is coming. On very practical, real, earthly matters for you, if you can just stay centered and not get sucked into the crazy. Just don't go here, my friends. You can do it. I know you can. This is so solid. And you've got that 9 of fire energy, that heroic, stand your ground, do what you believe in. It's just telling you over and over again, stay centered, stay in the heart. Remember the love of the goddess and the wisdom of the divine masculine that's higher mind based. We need a healthy divine masculine archetype like the King of Air, or like this Archangel Raziel, or like the magician from last week. And we need a beautiful, empowered, radiant, divine feminine archetype to place our faith in, so that we can have a firm foundation to ride out this crazy that's potentially going on externally, internally, in our mind, in all of the chaotic, fiery energy that's going on out there in the world, so that we can come through to this new place, this very earthly, stable, and abundant place. Keep the faith, friends. I know you can do it. All right, I am going to do some shortcuts. Let's see, we need some really good, supportive energy. I feel like I want to do, I haven't done something from the Angel Therapy deck in a while. This can really help us. Speaking of guardian angels, we need some support going through this kind of crazy time right now. Let's see. In my shortcut process, I always just flip the deck to see what's on the bottom for the first card. Heart chakra The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. Yes, absolutely. And what's in the heart center right now is the power of the divine feminine. The divine feminine energy that we have not been giving its equal share of attention for the last few thousand years in this human game that we've been playing. It's been largely masculine energy that dominates in our mind and in our everyday dealings. But the divine feminine is rising, and those of you who are watching world events, you can see this. You can see this happening from day to day. She is being remembered. Not only the divine feminine in us on a human level, but the divine feminine on an earthly and universal level. And in the heart chakra is our most powerful processor. We don't realize that, but the mind, as represented by these air cards, the mind, the human finite 3D ego mind, is not the most powerful processor in our body. It is in the heart. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. This is the key to defeating this self-destructive, self-eating, warlike, hating, chaotic energy. I didn't say this before, but sometimes I do say this in readings. This basilisk or cockatrice creature on this card in mythology does have the power to turn you to stone if you look at it. And if you stare at this, it's almost like if you stare at a problem, you get paralyzed. And you get that analysis paralysis, you get overwhelmed, you throw up your hands, you go, I can't fix this because there's just too much. And that's definitely what this feels like with this Pluto-Mars energy going on. And with the current events that just seem to be coming so fast that we can't even get over one crisis before the next one arrives. But this being open to giving and receiving love and channeling all of your issues and all of your questions through the heart center. The heart center is the direct conduit to higher mind. That might seem counterintuitive. You might think that you get to the higher mind through thinking about things, but you don't. You get through the higher mind through feeling about things. And that's what the guides want you to remember. To get heart-centered, to touch the planet. You've got guides and guardian angels that are very earth-based helping you right now. And the more that you stay heart-centered, the more that you feel love, the more that you feel forgiveness for self and others, the more brilliant ideas your higher mind will be able to channel for you and through you into the wider world and to change this experience that we're all having. Beautiful. I'm going to cut. Heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. So we don't have any water cards on the board right now, but we do have lots of heart energy, watery. Water cards in the Angel Tarot are usually all about the heart and your emotions. And so this being the very water card with Archangel Raphael to do the healing, and this heart chakra card pointing to the power of your heart processor to help you with problems that overwhelm the mind. Anytime your mind is overwhelmed, it's time to turn to the heart. And it's time to heal away our addictions. Remember that 10 of air card that we had at the very end of the reading last week, where it said we're recovering from an addiction? And now the shortcut is talking about healing away addictions. It's time to, as air signs do, get rid of things that do not serve you. Simplify your life. Cut out the things that do not bring you joy. Stop stressing yourself out. Get rid of those stress-related health concerns by simplifying things, by reducing your obligations, by meditating more, by staying in the heart center more. And look at all these beautiful guides that you have here. You have not only these court cards, but you have these major arcana cards, archangels, Raziel, Gabriel, and now Raphael showing up. Raphael is historically called the angel of healing, can really help you with not only those stress-related health concerns actually physically in your body, but also mental and emotional pain. This definitely also feels like that Chiron, these Chiron aspects that we've been having recently, where Chiron is that planet of our deepest pain and we really need to go within. And also remember last week we had that 6 of water card up here talking about that childhood pain that we all need to transform. Same thing here. This behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire, this self-eating tendency, this tendency to have an overactive self-critic, which then what happens is when you have an overactive self-critic that hates yourself, you have an overactive judgment circuit that hates everyone else. And so the more you hate yourself and the more you criticize yourself, the more you're prone to lash out and hurt others. And it's a cycle. And that cycle, just like the cockatrice eating its own tail here, biting itself, it's a cycle of pain. It's a cycle of revenge. It's a cycle of violence in the world. It's a cycle of basically dubbing somebody else the other and demonizing somebody so that you can maybe feel a little better about not liking yourself so much. And it's time to let go of that behavior. And just like the 10 of Air card was talking about at the end of the spread last week, healing from an addiction, I said that the addiction was us demonizing each other and that we needed to come together. And this feels, again, like that Neptune direct energy, because Neptune's that very watery, spiritual, universal oneness planet. It's the energy where we all dissolve in the cosmic ocean and we realize that we're all connected and that there is no more demonizing of the other because we're all the same. We're all one. Beautiful. Cut. God box. Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. This is a really neat little kind of psychic permission slip. And this comes in many forms. Some people write their wishes down on, say, a piece of paper and then, throw that paper out or burn it. Letting it go into the universe. And some people do get a little container, like you can get a little container, maybe a piggy bank or a wooden box, something beautiful that basically releases you from having to do everything in your life. It is a manifestational tool that is really, really useful because what it does is once you write down what you want, you envision what you want, you put it into the God box or the goddess box or the source box, whatever you want to call it. You psychically release yourself from having to do everything to make that thing manifest. And you might surprise yourself. The more you just let that go and then remain in the heart center and expect good things to happen. Remember I said visualize the greatest outcome, the highest possible outcome for yourself and for others. The more you allow the divine to help you, as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you, the more you allow the divine to help you, allow your guides to come in, allow yourself to take advantage of your guardian angels, the help that you have available to you, and stop trying to solve everything with your finite, overwhelmed 3D brain, human mind. The more that you will see things magically transforming in your life. This is a really great permission slip. So, write down your wishes, your intentions, your dreams for the new world that you want to see. Realize that you don't have to make anything happen. You can sit in quiet meditation, just like Raziel is talking about. You can just envision the beautiful new changes that you want to see in the world. Feel them as having already happened. That's very, very important to sit in the heart center and feel them, just like the heart chakra here. Sit in the heart center, feel those things as if they've already happened. Just give yourself a little manifestation vacation while you're meditating. And take pleasure in just imagining that thing being real, having already happened. And it's amazing how you will be able to heal. You're going to get those lightning strikes of aha insight, just like that Uranus-Mercury trine this weekend. You'll be able to heal away your own addictions, and then you'll be able to be a more heart-based being so that you can be open to giving and receiving love. You'll get away from this trapped energy, this feeling like everyone's against you or feeling like all the situations are piling up on you, and you'll be able to flow with the universe, be empowered, realizing that you have a foundation and that you're supported, that you have all these guides and that you have other people in your life, like-minded people who are coming into your life to support you, kindred spirits. Beautiful flow. This is really, really great. I love these angel therapy cards. They're very supportive and soft and gentle, which is what I feel like we need right now. And again, the more you can be heart-centered and flow, the more you're going to feel that Neptune direct energy, just like the Archangel Raphael card here. Beautiful. Yeah. Feel more than you're thinking right now. I know that this spread is quite challenging because of the chaotic energy under this week. But there's also beautiful stuff happening too. They want you to see that. Underneath the seeming chaos is this foundation and solid center of supportive, very eternally based, loving, non-physical energy happening. And it definitely feels like, guides are doing their best to support us and help us. Beautiful. Any of you other tarot readers who would like to use my quick cross spread or this shortcut process that I am doing here are more than welcome to do so. You just need to attribute these spreads to me, Izobel Freeman, and link to my website, which is www.shinyallthetime.com. And you can find all the needed attribution information at shinyallthetime.com/CC, which stands for Creative Commons. I've made these spreads available through Creative Commons license so that you can all use them with proper attribution. Awesome. Okay. What else do I want to do? I kind of want to... Since I'm on that angel therapy thread, I might do the Ascended Masters, just because I haven't done that in a while. And it seems like we need sort of all the wisdom and the advice that we can get for this week. Okay, Ascended Masters deck. All right, everyone. See the other person's point of view. Avalokiteshvara. Yes, this is that benevolent Buddha figure that just has all this unconditional love for the planet and always wants to hear the voice of those who are suffering and to help everyone. Really benevolent, unconditionally loving, heart-centered energy of this Ascended Master. This is what I said about that stop knee-jerk reacting to things. Take a moment to consider the other person's point of view before you lash out in anger. And this is going to be what that Chiron aspect this week is really, really good for, because once you can transform your limiting beliefs and stop eating yourself, that is the only time when you can start to even think about hearing where another person is coming from. And it's what we so desperately need to do right now. We need to not lash out. This Pluto-Mars energy is going to want to make war. This Pluto-Mars energy is going to want to blame others for our own pain. This Pluto-Mars energy is going to want to dominate and control and force others to maybe accept less so that we can get more, right? This is all those really ugly aspects that come bubbling up to the surface when we feel hurt or when we feel backed into a corner. And the cure for that is that, remember the forgiveness that we've been talking about in the last few readings, the forgiveness and the compassion for both self and others. See the other person's point of view. Remember that beautiful group of multicolored unicorns at the end of the spread last week at the Ten of Air stage, where we had come through the stages of being separated, of demonizing others so they have to run away, of the group just expelling one or more of its members, saying, no, you are inappropriate. If you see the other person's point of view, maybe we could get to a higher level of interacting. Maybe we can get so that we're all at the same, that we all have a place at the table. Just like, I know we were doing the Celebration of Love deck last week too, where it was talking about the rainbow of peace, where everyone has a place on the planet. Really beautiful energy. Okay, I'm going to cut. Stay focused. Kuthumi. Yes. Remember the heroic energy of the 9 of fire from the beginning of this reading. Protect that which you've created. Stand up for your beliefs. And the king of fire, for whom the 9 and all of these fire cards are a manifestation, his card always says focus, focus, focus. And the Knight of Earth is telling us to buckle down and get things done and honor our commitments. Yes, stay focused, stay heart-centered, everyone. We can do this. It's going to look like chaos. It's going to look like crazy for a while. But stay focused, see the other person's point of view, stay heart-centered. Yeah. Okay, gonna cut. Mother, wife, sister, daughter, Lady Nada. What did I say about divine feminine rising? This is that Empress energy. This also very heart-based. You can see how the pink energy of this card. Heart-based energy. Nurturing energy. These figures in our human family who have been underplayed, undervalued, unacknowledged for so long in our cultures. You know, our cultures that don't value this side of our human equation. And just like the Empress was in the help position last week, she's in the heart now. And this also feels like that Venus, Mother Earth energy. Yeah. Wow, look at that. Divine feminine rising. We need to value all the members of our human family. Stay focused, stay heart-centered, see the other person's point of view, stop eating ourselves and attacking ourselves and each other. I don't know how much more clear it can be. Beautiful. All right. Any of you who would like to acquire any of these gorgeous decks that I'm using, or any I've used in the previous readings that you've seen, I do have a resources page at shinyallthetime.com. It's shinyallthetime.com/resources. Or you can follow the resources link at the top of any shinyallthetime.com page. I do receive a small affiliate percentage if you do buy a deck through my resources page. Just so you know, you do not pay anything more. You don't pay any more than if you would have gone to a different site and bought the deck. But I do receive a small percentage, and that does help me to pay the expenses of my website, to continue doing these videos for you all. And if you do purchase a deck through my resources page, I thank you in advance. All right, everyone, let's do our Angel Answers card for the week. Reconsider. Yes. What have I been saying about before you lash out, before you give in to this Pluto-Mars aggression, this domination of others, this not seeing the other person's point of view, take that small moment to reconsider. Take that small moment to step back. This is that bird's eye view, earth or air sign energy that I've been talking about. Stepping back. Friends of mine talk about the 2-second rule, where this idea of reconsidering what you're about to do, like you're holding that fork and you're about to put it in a light socket, or you're about to put it in the wall socket, and you think to yourself, oh, just 2 seconds, I'm going to reconsider what I'm doing. Is this a wise thing that I am doing? Maybe before crossing the road into traffic, it's that little voice that says, hey, maybe I shouldn't knee-jerk react. And this is a very air sign, impartial bird's eye view, talking about the fact that maybe somebody's wisdom somebody grows to a ripe old age and becomes a hermit and is a wise person at the end of their life. But it's the joke is that it's just the wisdom is the buildup of little 2-second increments over time, where they just took that extra 2 seconds to reconsider the decision that they were making. Really, really fun. But again, this is serious. This is step back before you bite yourself. Step back before you bite others. Again, like the Ascended Masters cards were saying, see the other person's point of view. This is not the week to have knee-jerk reactions, not on yourself and not on anyone else. And the guides just want you to know that, if you let your mind, like this air card, this trapped air card here, if you let your mind run away with you this week, you might end up stuck, like in this illusion of being trapped, having that lack of self-confidence, or stressing yourself out, or attacking others, or being in a fruitless battle over things that maybe if you reconsidered, are they really worth fighting over? Are they really worth demonizing another human being? Are they really worth feeling like this? Are they really worth going to war, going into battle over? Or can we see the other person's point of view? Can we live in the heart? Can we all build a future together? Let's see. It's up to us to reconsider before acting in anger. Beautiful. Okay, a little bit heavy and sobering reading this week, but you can see the pillar of stability right here in the center. None of these cards in our collective body are fear-based. None of these feel unstable. And out here we have beautiful, real, practical guardian angels coming to our aid. Also, the beautiful heroic 9 of Fire card underneath everything, helping us to mitigate the mind's tendency to fall into that hamster wheel, like racy, feeling trapped and not very empowered, and this overwhelming energy brought on by Pluto-Mars square. There's going to be a lot of beautiful gifts this week. Neptune turning direct, Uranus, Mercury trine, gorgeous, and even, again, that Venus sextile Pluto, you have the ability to possibly make your relationships even stronger by putting them through the crucible of alchemical fire and transformation. And if you're really honest with self and others, if those relationships really, if they are for real, if they are the real deal, they'll come out stronger than they ever were. And if they weren't, maybe they needed to go. Maybe you needed to get away from crazy making energy. And in the end, we do have this promise of good news coming our way on earthly matters. If we can just take a step back, take those few seconds to reconsider before we have a knee-jerk reaction, stay heart-based, remember to go into quiet meditation. Higher mind wants us to stay in quiet meditation, stay centered. Remember that you're supported, you have the fire of creation, and you have the foundation of the earth beneath your feet at all times. You have a guardian angel, you have several guardian angels, and you have this beautiful air, king of air energy here at the root level for the second week in a row. Empress back for the second week in a row, back from help position solidly into the heart, where right now, frankly, the divine feminine energy belongs. She is, and after Venus conjunct Jupiter, still that Venus energy, super magnified. It's something we really need right now, and I'm so glad to see her back. Also, Raziel back from last week in a different form, from having transformed from a 1 into the 9 of completion. That's a big deal. It really is. It shows that some of us have taken that magician energy from new moon and transformed it to this beautiful completion for Neptune direct. And I'm really, really excited for those of you who are in that place. Gorgeous. Thank you so much for sticking with me for this again, there's a lot going on. Pluto Mars not messing around. I am going to do our bubbly fun victory reward dice just because, we need a silly way, a fun way of celebrating this very heavy, faith-based, love-based, heart-based work that we're doing. When we could fall into this, we always have these as an option. But we got this, we got it. We got guardian angels, we've got guides to help us, and we deserve to have a little fun, especially at the end of the week where anything new and surprising could be really fun for us. Anything that we get out of that Mercury-Uranus trine on Saturday, super fun. Okay, I'm going to choose one of these dice. I'm closing my eyes and figuring out which one will it be. Okay. See a movie, friends. Yeah, there's no better way that I can think of to celebrate Neptune going direct than going into Neptune's fantasy world and seeing a movie, taking a little break from this stress-related overwhelm, this too much work that we have, taking a little break from this illusion of being trapped, and going into this beautiful fantasy, visionary place where we can maybe feel some love, maybe feel some uplifting messages, maybe see a story about a hero that did come from this scary place and overcame all this crazy making energy and ended up in a really good place. Yeah. See a movie, preferably one that inspires you, preferably one that is very uplifting. Don't go see something depressing. See something that makes your heart sing, because again, you need to bask in a place that feels like where you want to live. You want your heart to feel like this. You want your heart to feel like having it all. Like you have all the abundance, all the life. You have all the kindred spirits around you as represented in these animal friends. And you have created something amazing out of your own valid, eternal, godlike energy. Give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Yourself and others. See the other person's point of view. We're all in this together. This is the message of the Empress and her divine creation number of 3 and her love-based place here in the heart chakra. Beautiful. See a movie that makes you happy. Perfect. All right, everyone. Thank you again so very much. If any of you would like your own reading, I do have a services page at shinyallthetime.com. It's shinyallthetime.com/services, or you can follow the services link at the top of any shinyallthetime.com page. This is, again, very much just like last week, a sort of collective feeling reading. Those of you who can glean individual messages out of what these cards are saying, especially here, some of you are really dealing with real work-related stuff, and you know who you are, and also real, trapped by crazy making energies, and maybe you're recognizing some of these people coming into your individual lives. Great. Make sure you're using your intuition. Make sure also that you're feeling the collective flow of all of this and your place in all of it. This is a profound place that all of you are, and profound place for all of us to be transforming this kind of potentially destructive energy. We're all in this together. It's important for us to be here now. You are needed. You are valid. It's so, I can't stress it enough, how you are the only one for this job. You living your life, doing your very best to stay centered in these places and to remember this energy and to focus on what you most love, focus on creating the things that you most care about and a world that you and everyone else wants to live in. This could not be happening without you, without all of us. And I thank you all for that. So yes, if you would like your own reading, please do order whatever reading. I have several different types. Whatever reading you prefer from the services page at shinyallthetime.com, I will be happy to serve you in any way you order off of that page. If you've enjoyed this general reading, please do give me a like, subscribe to my channel. Share this video. These messages are more important than ever, especially for this week, that people are going to be feeling the chaos of that Mars square Pluto energy. And they also need to know that this Neptune direct stuff is happening, this beautiful energy, that Mercury trine Uranus at the end of the week. There's stuff to look forward to. There's magical things afoot underneath it all. And for those of you who have friends who are maybe feeling that overwhelm or feeling sad based on what's going on in the world, they need to know there's a reason for it. There's a good flow. Things are going to get better. All signs pointing to things getting better. So again, thank you all so very much. Get out there, see a movie that makes you happy, stay shiny, and I will see you all next time.